was. Course scan of traffic, Cessna 90811 Juliet, taxiing runway 14. Course scan. Course scan of traffic, Cessna 90811 Juliet, taking runway 14 for departure. Course scan. Alright, I got a clear final, clear runway. Alright, 14, 3 times, heels to the floor, full power. Everything's green, airspeed's coming alive.
And it climbs out best about 65. That's about all we can get.
Traffic, Cessna 704, mid Charlie, right, base, 15, clearing.
I bet the climb rate in the summer is pretty brutal.
What's that?
So I bet the climb rate in the summer is pretty brutal.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes we're on the other side of the lake before we get to wherever we turn. And it seems like I attract a lot of plus-size students. Okay, just ease back on the car, pull out the carburetor heat, and ease the power all the way off.
Hey, traffic, Technum 238.
And then just pull it back till it stalls and stand on the rudder and hold all that.
Any specific way?
I don't know, whichever way you want. The left ones are easier.
Roger.
Yeah, just pull the power all the way off, pull the nose way up. A little more. Just pull it up till it stalls and stand on the left rudder. Yeah, we'll help you. There it goes. Woo! And it'll get going and it'll wind up. Then you use opposite rudder and come out. Woo! After it gets going, it kind of winds up.
Oh yeah, it gets disorienting.
Yeah. You can put the power back in now. There you go. And they're 1,000 feet. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Did your camera catch that?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it did.
Well, we'll claw our way back up. Do it some more. And you can tell there's really no strain on it until you come out.
Yeah, and then you kind of, when you're on the pull
several
out.
G's. Yeah, there's a G meter hiding in here. As you can tell, you really have to work at it to get it into it.
Yeah, I was expecting it to kind of just go on its own. And
yeah, there's some airplanes that will, like a Tomahawk or a Luscombe or something like that.
Yeah.
Luscombe, it's all serene down to about 34 miles an hour, and suddenly the world just flips over.
Right crosswind, 15, clearing.
Yeah, the way the airplane, the propeller turns and everything, the left, most aerobatic maneuvers to the left are easier than to the right. But it'll do it to the right, too. What gets me is they've got people practicing power on stalls maybe by themselves, and you know, if you've got too much or too little right rudder in there, it'll flop over.
Yeah.
And yet they're not showing people how to get out of spin. That just doesn't seem like a good thing to me.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that they kind of took it out of private training because more people were dying from the training than like from actually doing it.
Yeah, I think they took it out back in the 50s or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Way back there. In Canada, they have it.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, why don't we make a couple of fresh clear turns, maybe one to the right, one to the left.
Gotcha.
Every now and then we think we're out here all by ourselves, and all of a sudden we got company.
Yeah.
Okay, just ease out the carburetor heat, and ease back on the power.
Charlie departing south in the southwest.
And just pull it back to the stalls, and you can pick a rudder and step on it and hold it. You'll kind of have to hold the wheel back too. Stand on one of them at the stalls. Oh, we're gonna go this way, okay. And when you get tired of that, you just neutralize the aileron, and then come out.
Oh, that's not bad.
No. Harder to get into than out of.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't help you stay in it that time. I wanted you to see what it could develop into.
Right.
Because it gets a little spooky when it really winds up.
Right, yeah.
After a couple of turns, it starts getting crazy.
Yeah, it definitely got disorienting and you're kind of...
Yeah, it enters another dimension there when it really gets going. Okay, yeah, we'll get back up to 3,500 and make a U-turn. And we only lost 500 feet that time.
Yeah, it's kind of... I just let off the rudder and it did it by itself.
As soon as you do anything, it's you know. Now, there's some airplanes where you have to hold everything perfectly and let it ride a while. And it starts getting long enough for you to think maybe I ought to be doing something else.
Yeah.
Okay, this one we're going to enter a little differently.
Okay.
Let's pretend you're a student and you're coming in too low, you're turning final. So just go ahead and pull out the carburetor heat and pull the power back. Yeah, and enter a nice gentle left turn. Now, start using nearly all your left rudder and use aileron against the turn. And, well, let me see if I can make it do it.
Alright, your controls.
This airplane is very resistant to this. So I've got all the left rudder. I got it in that left turn. I'm steering against it.
It just doesn't want to go.
It's trying to. There it goes. When it goes, it goes. And if it happens close to the ground, you're screwed.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the one that gets people that turn the final. Now, I don't know if anything that's more resistant to that than a 150.
Yeah.
You notice that?
You got to force it.
Yeah. And I had to wrestle with it to make it do it. Everything in it's been tweaked to keep that from happening.
Right.
But it can happen with the nose rudder down and rudder suddenly.
Right, yeah.
When it clicks, it
just goes, yeah.
You asked for it, you know. I'll let you have it back.
My controls.
Your controls.
My controls.
And we'll climb back up to 3,500. You can try one of those. Because that's the one that might get you as an instructor. A student might get into that. I had one instructor tell me when I was becoming an instructor, remember the student pilot has one purpose in life, and that is to kill the instructor. And they'll do everything right. 10 times in a row, you start getting a little complacent, then suddenly they do it not right.
And then something, crazy off.
Yeah, to their perception, everything's the same as it was, but it's not. They keep you on your toes. Yeah, it almost felt like it wanted to go the other way.
Right, yeah. There was so much ailer on it, and it was kind of...
Right. And I had all the rudder there was.
Yeah.
Right downwind for runway 15.
The thing about that is that when you do that, the little ball will be up to the top end. If the ball's in the sky, you're going to die.
5 miles west.
Okay, just go ahead and pull out the carburetor heat and ease the power back. And just start making a left turn and be heavy on the left rudder, and now start steering against the turn, but keep it turning.
On the right downwind.
And it kind of pull back and
It just
turn the other way. Yeah.
Catamount traffic, source 524, 10 miles to the west. We're going to over.
Thinking about it, it's right there on the edge.
Catamount.
There it
There we
goes.
go. There we go. And you're looking straight down. And now you know what it's like to pull 2.2 G. So that's the under the bottom spin.
Right. That's the one that.
That's the one that gets people.
Yeah.
The other one's the one we practice. Nobody pulls it straight up and stands on a rudder. Unless they're... What Bob Pratt tried to call that one was the look at me style, where you bob your friends and you pull straight up. Call that the look at me style. So far we've been getting everything straightened out by 2,500 feet, so we've been doing it with 500 feet to spare. And why don't you just enter a spin any way you want to. Over top, under the bottom, right, left, whatever. Just try something. See what happens.
Rockwell traffic, Skyhawk 745 Golf is about 8 miles out to the east. Going to be entering space for runway 35, Rockwell. Cleveland traffic, Santa Southwest Southside. Right, crossing runway 15 will be departing to the north.
And you want to pull it on out. Yeah. That's where it hammers you. Yeah, where it gets you is coming out of it.
Yeah.
Rockwell traffic, Skyhawk 745 Golf, 5 miles to the east.
Now, one thing people will do, they'll steer against it.
Right.
And that makes it worse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it increases the angle of attack on the top wing, so it can tighten it up.
The graveyard spin.
And
Isn't that kind of somewhat?
well, I think the graveyard spiral is another thing that happens. You got a person that's not instrument rated or instrument trained, they get in a cloud, and they don't know which way's up.
Right, yeah.
And they know they're going down, but it's speeding up.
So they try to pull.
So they pull back, and it just
tightens it, yeah.
And a spiral, I got the airplane for a minute. A spiral is a totally different animal than a spin. In a spiral, the guy gets sideways, and then he pulls.
Oh, yeah.
And he starts coming down. And the G-loads on the airplane build up.
Right, and if it's not meant for it, it can break it apart, I'm sure.
You know, I'm wondering if the Cessnas are just about indestructible because there's 60-something thousand high-wing Cessnas out there with big struts. There's been one that broke up in a thunderstorm, a 150.
Oh, really? Wow.
So you think of all the crazy people doing all the crazy things.
And only one is...
Yeah. They used to say there was none, you know. So I kind of think they're just about indestructible. But that's the spiral, and so that's a different animal, and you just drive out of that.
Right, yeah.
In fact, it was thinking about trying to stall or something, but we were slicing so much sideways it couldn't, you know.
Yeah, especially if you did that in an IMC, and then...
Yeah, and then you go so far in these and they tumble.
Right.
And then you're really messed up. I was riding, a friend of mine got a new autopilot put in his plane, and it's got a blue button in the middle.
Uh-huh.
You take the airplane, turn it sideways, push that button, and it goes.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. The Cirrus has, I think they've got that too, you know.
15 Cleburne.
Cleveland always sounds like a busy place.
Yeah. Haven't been there.
One time I was there, I had a hard time finding a runway, even with a GPS in my hand. It just looked like all the ground around it.
I did a solo cross country to Stephenville, and that was a tough one to find.
I'm always on top of Stephenville before I find it.
Right,
Coming from this way, there's a road you can follow, and it kind of comes up the south end. So I'm usually on top of it before I find it.
It's got that black asphalt runway, it kind of blends in. And the guy that owns the plane, he wasn't my instructor, but he told me, he was like, it's going to be hard to find, just be aware.
Yeah, if you get to town, just turn around. Yeah, I go there a lot. I love their barbecue.
Oh yeah, that's what he was telling me. He's like, you got to get you some barbecue. Of course. Corsicana traffic, Cessna 90811 Juliet 3100 descending. Going to be overflying the field and then entering a teardrop for left downwind runway 14, Corsicana. Cessna 90811 Juliet overflying the field at 2000 from south to north. We're going to be entering the left downwind for runway 14. Corsicana traffic, Cessna 90811 Juliet entering the left downwind runway 14, full stop, Corsicana.
Hey, traffic, tech number 179, uniform turning final for 36.
It floated.
A little lighter than what you used to. Well, you made it to 1,000 feet.
Corsicana traffic, Cessna 90811 Juliet, clear of runway 14, taxiing back to the ramp, Corsicana.